You know, I had sold everything I owned in Florida and moved to California. And the things that I did keep were things that were special to me in memory of my son.
A lot of the creative stuff that's in here is from her. I'm kind of a practical builder, and if we'd have done this, it had probably been done in about 3 weeks of just building this thing out and being done with it. So I've got a building background, construction for 30 years, and so I figured, okay, well, this will be a piece of cake. But once we got into this, found out that nothing in van building is a piece of cake, because there's nothing plumb, level, or square. So you're always working on figuring something out, how it's going to work. And it's funny because we did a lot of time-lapse video of us doing some of the build-out stuff, and a very large part of that was me just standing there scratching my head, so trying to figure out what the heck.
And it was like me with my hands on my hips going,
like, why isn't this done
do
yet?
this, just do this. He's like, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. But because of her creativity and the things that she wanted to see taking place, it took a little bit longer. But that's what makes this van special is the unique touches that we put into it. And I think that some of the things that you looked at in the van as well is that, I actually taught her how to use the jigsaw, and she was able to actually be a big part of putting the creativity in here. And so that's what makes this thing so special and exciting to both of us, is that, both of what's inside of us has kind of come out in this van, and you see that. So, hi, I'm Bobby, and this is...
I'm Chris.
Hey, this is Ivan in the back right here. This is our Sprinter. It's the 170-inch wheelbase. It was a 15-passenger van. We've stripped everything out of it and started from scratch and rebuilt it out to our little tiny home on wheels.
Okay, so welcome to the inside of Ivan, our little house on wheels. We chose this layout. First thing we thought of is we wanted to be able to stand here at the sink and look out at the view no matter where we are. So if we're at the beach or somewhere cool like this, the mountains, we want to be able to look out while we're, doing dishes. So this was like something we really wanted right here. The fridge area, kind of the whole kitchen area we wanted here, mostly because we wanted the bed in the back. And we've actually changed a few things since we built the van. We love the layout for now. It's a big story behind this van. There's a lot of special things in here that we did that kind of tell about our relationship, and we've only been together a year. We did so many magical things that were so special. It makes me feel comforted and safe and happy, because we did put so much effort into it and so many special little touches that literally I would have dreams about things and come running downstairs and go, I had a dream. Can you make this dream come true? And he'd kind of look at me like, well, I already kind of built that whole area. I'm like, yeah, but just kind of start over, and I think it'll be awesome. And then he makes it happen, because he's like a master builder. So we love it. I mean, I personally have such a connection to this van. We keep talking about, oh, maybe we'll sell it and build a new one, but I don't know. We're kind of attached to Ivan, so we'll see. All right, so up here in the front, this is something that I really wanted to have, was an actual closet to be able to hang things up on. Usually it's all my stuff up on hangers, and then his stuff is like crammed in the back. Here's our little hats that have Ivan on the front, because you got to have that. And then down below here we have this, where we keep our shoes. So we keep our hiking boots and all our stuff in there. It's basically, we built it for a shoe cabinet. Obviously here is our fridge. And we really love this fridge. It's like got a little freezer area up here, but it holds a ton of stuff. This one's a pretty big size, and we love it though, and we got a super great deal on it. So this is our pantry. This is a pantry that he built from scratch. And this is one of those things we saw, on somebody's YouTube channel, and we're like, oh, this is cool, a slide out pantry. So this is just where we keep all of our groceries and our coffee and all that. So this is a cool little addition. It's a perfect thing to fit right here in a van. Let's talk about the countertops a sec. Okay, so we actually bought this wood at Lowe's, and we resined it ourselves. We just tried it, and it turned out super cool. We love how these turned out, and they're super durable. Up here is we're going to turn this into kind of like a wine and coffee bar area. But right now I've got my adventure hat up here, and this is a picture of us on one of our first dates, and down in Carlsbad. So this is just kind of a little storage area right now, but we're actually turning this into something cool. So right here is a lot of our controls for the van. Right here is like the bathroom. We have a light in there, and then just all under here we have lights. So this is all of our lighting components. This is our water levels. This is the remote for our Max Air fan. I think every van has a Max Air fan in it, right? That's an awesome addition to the vans. We kind of have all of our controls in this area. This is our water pump and the water heater. And then we have here, we can charge our phones. We have the USB and the regular plugs. And then here's our shower. So we wanted a full shower and obviously a toilet. This is the cassette toilet where you have to take the bottom out and you dump it in an actual real toilet. So we got a full shower head in here. It's got this here. It's got the little portable hand wand so you can rinse off. We have a 5-gallon hot water heater. So we actually have hot water in here. And then Bobby did these, I think it's called Duma Wall tiles, so they're waterproof. He put these in here and I love the way this turned out. So it's just super lightweight. It's not real tile. Ivan's we call him Ivan the rock star. The black and white just kind of went with his rock star status, and he's all black on the outside, so he's white and black on the inside. So this porthole, this is something that another vision I had where I wanted a window in the bathroom. Because this van, it's all windows all the way around. That's the way we bought it. So, because it was a passenger van, and he was going to close all this up, and I insisted on a window in the bathroom. So I got my little porthole window. This actually opens, but it doesn't go to the outside, and we still have to finish it in there because the wall's got, it's insulated behind it and everything. But yeah, this is one of the full windows of the van, and we just kind of took it down to that. And it's actually been super cool because you can actually sit on the toilet and look out and see the sunset. Moving on to the next piece, I was saying that I would have dreams, and I'd wake up in the morning and come running out and go, oh my gosh, I had a dream that there was a guitar in the wall. And this is one of my dreams. So the backstory on this is that in 2017, I had a son that passed away, and he was 20 years old. And he was a guitar player. Anyways, I had a dream one night that the van had a guitar in it, and it actually mounted inside of an area. And my dream, this actually folded down, made a table, did all kind of cool stuff. And Bobby had already finished this entire area. Like, this wall was completely finished. It was just wood. And I came out and he's like, but I already finished the wall. I said, if we're gonna sell everything and hit the road, I'm bringing that guitar. This is a very special thing for me. And literally I had a dream that it was like this, and then he made it happen. So this is like a super special wall for me, and I love that. We'll move over here so this is basically all the kitchen area. These drawers here have all of our silverware, and all the drawers, have come out like this. This is actually our cooktop. When we're ready to make something, we just pull it out of the drawer. He put a plug in right here, and then we just put the pot on here, and this thing cooks food in like 30 seconds. And so far it's been great. And then down here is just all different storage things, different pots and bathroom stuff. So let's move on over here. This is our kitchen sink area. Obviously, we have this cabinet here. We actually have water storage tanks under here, and then there's actually a tank. So when you use the water, and then we have a drain down below. He put a tank underneath the van. This is our I love this faucet. Woo! So you could go out here and clean off your feet when you come in from the beach, and bring it back in here. This sink we love. It's a matte black sink, and we love the way this turned out. Bobby cut it and mounted it down in here, so it looks very streamlined. I love how this turned out. If you look around the van, kind of right in here too, you'll see he framed out all the windows. So we wanted to get rid of that van look in here as much as possible. So we framed out the windows to make them look a little more homey. And this little shelf, we just added this week. And right now it's just kind of our little plant shelf, but he just added that in just to have a cute little shelf there. And then he built all this out too. If you look up here, this whole compartment, because when we bought this, it was a passenger van. So we had to basically strip it down to nothing. And then, you're bringing it all back in. Well, then it's hard to finish these door areas because it's kind of like, well, this goes to here and then the front is there. So now what do we do with this? So he did a really awesome job of boxing this in and then putting our light. So we have a light over the sink. And so now we have this area here that's turned out really awesome. I love the way he did that. And then right here we have our lights, or just this little tiny button. And this is a dimmer, so you can just dim them down, and that's an awesome feature. Here's a bottle opener, just in case someone has something to open. This right here is our little trash bin area. We like this design, having this pushes down, and that's just it's a little trash, but you don't have that much trash when you're traveling in a van. And love how that turned out. And then if you come around here, this is actually one of our original pieces of wood. We were trying to figure out how to do resin. We didn't really know what we were doing. And this was our trial piece. And so it kind of ended up looking like a piece of art. So we put it here, and this is actually a table now. So he still has to do the mechanism inside, but this will fold down, and this is going to be our little outdoor tables. And then right here is where, kind of like a boot storage, when we go hiking, we put our dirty boots in here and just close the door there. So this can be used for a lot of stuff, but it's just a little nook down there to store all of our little things. So this is our dining room / bedroom. This is the space that we reconfigured in the beginning. So this used to be the U shape. And then at night we had to put down a big table, a small area in order to make our bed every night. So as we were on the road, we decided that it was kind of a hassle to put the bed up and down every single time. So we actually ended up making this a full-time bed right here. And then, because it's usually just him and I, so this is our dining area here. So we have the Lagoon table mount. Again, this is one of the counters, the tables that we resined. So now we just have this little seating area, so the two of us can sit here. And then, like when we go to the beach, we kind of move over like this, and whoop, depending how we're parked, and then we'll sit over here and be able to put our food and our drinks right here and look out at the view. So this has been, this is like a super awesome change that we did to the van that we never would have known that though until we traveled in it. So we love how this turned out. All you do is take this table down, okay? You drop it down, slide the cushions over, and now this is a king size bed in the back. And we did that just, I was saying earlier, we wanted somewhere we could sit and eat all the time without having to put a bed up and down and table up and down. So this has worked out awesome. We love this feature. Underneath this whole area, right here we have storage. Right now I have the yoga mats under there just because our door was shut when we were leaving. But and then there's storage underneath all of these benches. So this is where we keep our water tanks, our batteries, all the components for all the solar. All that is underneath all this here. Up here we have all of our storage cabinets. So this is just miscellaneous towels and different bed items. I love this part of the van, these cabinet fronts. He actually taught me how to use a jigsaw. And another one of my visions, I wanted mountains across the front. And then right here is our little van, and that's our picture inside. So, and then the other idea was this side is daylight. So here's the sun. And if you move over here, this is nighttime. So there's the moon. So the background over here is black, and then the background over there is the light wood. Again, just different storage things up here. And then the cabinet up in the front, we put a hot air balloon there because that's what we did on our first date. We went on a hot air balloon ride. So that is our little special hot air balloon cabinet. This is the Max Air fan, so we put that right over the bed. And it's nice because when you've been out hiking and stuff, you come back in, a lot of times it'll get hot in here, and this will just pull the hot air right out of the van. So you can just pull it straight up, and it cools it down super fast. Where do I even start? There's such a story to this back. I'll start with the basic stuff. This is our garage. As I was saying, a lot of people have a big storage area. Well, we just keep our pickleball stuff, some extra extension cords, our bike helmets, usually yoga mats. That's our little storage area. This right here, these are some drawers we put in. So again, just like outdoor storage stuff that we need when we're parked. I'll get into these side drawers in a minute, but that's another small drawer there. This right here is my magical bench. So I told him I wanted a magical place to sit in the back and watch the sunset. So Bobby built this from scratch, and here's the back of it. Ta-da! So we built this to be able to sit here and look out and enjoy the beautiful view. And it kind of worked out cool because this is where we've been carrying our bikes, but usually we go biking and then we come here and we sit and have lunch or something. So this has been our little deck. Right here, these drawers pull out, and on either side. So we sit here, and you can put your drink and your lunch and just sit here and enjoy the beautiful view.
Okay, so we picked up Ivan in Florida. We did a road trip back to Florida. We found a great deal, brought Ivan back on a whim and a little road trip that we did. But basically, we didn't do a whole lot to the outside of Ivan. All we did was we put the rack on the top here. And I've got two 100-watt solar panels that are up there that feed our solar inside the van here. We added a max air fan to the top of this thing so we can get some airflow through it as well. We do have an air conditioning unit on the top here. That came standard with this van here as the 15 passenger. So on our road trip back, we hit some temperatures that were about 109 degrees as we came through Havasu. So after doing that, we said, you know what, we're not getting rid of the AC unit, we're gonna keep this unit and then make everything else work around it. So we decided to do that. So what we did do in the back here was put on a trailer that we could haul our e-bikes with. We love biking, so we wanted to be able to take them with us. We didn't build it out so that we could put them on the inside, so we needed some way to haul them around with us. We did put a backup camera up here so we could see when we're backing up. This beast, when you're moving it backwards, you got to see where you're going, so this was really something we needed to put back there. We did, though, add a water fill valve. So this feeds we've got a 27-gallon water tank on the inside, fresh water tank, and this is how we fill it up with this right here. Ended up putting a lock on that so that we don't get anything in there from anybody else messing with it. So we did that. The windows were already tinted in this thing. Like I said, it was a passenger van used for transportation, but we like that nobody can see in. We get some amazing reflections off of Ivan. It's a dream to drive. It handles really, really well. It's a diesel van. We get great gas mileage with it. There's about 18 miles to the gallon is what we get with this van, so it's really, really good. You know, we did some traveling before we got the van, and yet you're looking for a place to stay and you're trying to figure out how much it's going to cost us to stay at this hotel or that hotel or whatever else. And this way, you know, we're taking our home with us, and yeah, if we want to chill out or take a nap or do whatever else. And so it's been really great as far as that goes. And we love hiking and, you know, finding new places and exploring. So I think that's a big part of what we wanted this for too, is to be able to just go do that and hit the road. And I've always wanted to travel across the U.S., and she's done a lot of that.
You want to go all these places, like, oh, I want to go to Italy, but it's like there's so many cool places right here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even in California, everywhere you go in California looks completely different. We love it. I mean, we really are like ready to go full time.
I think the big thing for us is the community that's involved around the van life, and the people that we've met has been amazing, and you know, really kind of connected with a lot of different people, different walks of life, and it's been so cool to meet somebody.
It's like you're talking about things that really matter in life instead of just this superficial whatever conversations with people. You're really talking about adventure and, you know, love and your family and soulmates and like just this really connected conversations. It's really amazing.
Yeah. We obsessed for such a long time over how we're going to do it, what we're going to do, instead of just getting started doing it. And I think sometimes it's just getting started. I am learning to like to live in the moment. I'm usually a planner, got to have everything worked out, you know, but she's teaching me
I like to
live in the moment and just to do things. And I think the same thing is true with the van and building it out as well. That would be the biggest part, is just get started and go for it. Part of what we wanted to do too is have a fleet of vans, and that was her original idea when she went on her kindness tour, was to have a fleet of vans that were actually doing kindness, you know, random acts of kindness everywhere they went. So having
your random act of kindness.
So now after having the van, we've kind of changed. She's kind of changed that terminology as to the random act of kindness, and you know, we want to kind of implement that and see how that goes. And
it's not just about the pretty scenery. You know, it's about connecting with people and doing kind things for people.
We have a heart to actually, you know, help others and make a difference in other people's lives. And so that's part of what we want to do in this whole, you know, culture that we're getting immersed in.
Well, on Instagram, we are Happily Traveling Ever After.
I've got a different channel as well, but it's Bob Brown Online on my YouTube channel. But most of the stuff that we're going to do is going to be going on to Happily Traveling Ever After.
So to answer your question, Instagram,
Happily
Happily Traveling Ever After. He had a notebook in his room that my daughter found after he had passed, and she's going through his notebook, and he says, I want to have a solar company, I want to have a wind turbine farm, you know, just a list of all the things, but wind turbines was one, and every time I see these wind turbines, I think of him. And then this is where you plan for us to meet. And then he also had, in high school, he made circuit boards, and in college he was making circuit boards in one of his engineering classes. So we come out here and there's a circuit board laying out here right by the van. So it's like, yeah, all right, Mom, you're doing it. So then we're driving on the highway. I'm test driving this van, and we're driving, my son's name is Hudson, and this truck, a van, cuts in front of me, and it says Hudson Electrical, whatever, Hudson Electrical on the van. And I was like, oh my gosh. I look at him, I'm like, sold.